I think it's something totally unique. I think that it'll be interesting to see audience reactions to this piece. Hello, I'm Andrea Beça, and I am the writer and director of Real Gone Girl, as well as the artistic director of Cowardly Kiss Theatre.
Hi, I'm Margaret McCall, and I'm the dramaturg for Real Gone Girl.
I have hesitated to call Real Gone Girl a play, mainly because I think it's so much more than that. I think that it's a kind of full-on theatrical experience. So I have been obsessed, to say the least, with the Beat Generation for a long time, since I was a teenager, basically, and read On the Road. I'm a girl with a serious case of wanderlust, so as soon as I read about these characters who were real people, who just kind of jumped in a car and went wherever their hearts desired, that immediately struck a chord with me. It wasn't really until I took a Beat Generation class as part of my English degree that I really started to think about the women. Because these men, they have a sexy kind of mysteriousness about them. They're smoldering, they're writers, they're the epitome of these sexy artistic types, and you never really think that there is a wife behind that, or children at home to go back to.
The Beat Generation is Jack Kerouac, but the Beat Generation is so much more. It's women who kick ass and take names, it's overbearing mothers, it's crazy teenage brides, it's shotgun weddings held out of jail. It's drugs and it's sex, but it's also home life. Really, for me, what the Beat Generation has come to encompass is liberation versus tradition and how those two things collide, with obviously wonderful results in terms of literature, but really negative, wrenching results in terms of personal lives affected.
It really opened my eyes to the fact that women played a huge part in the Beat Generation, and just the fact that they were often muses for these men, and also that they were writers themselves. And it really kind of opened up my eyes to an antithesis of the Betty Crocker generation of the 1950s. When you read about a woman throwing on her jeans and leaving the house, when you think that everyone's wearing poodle skirts and cooking at home, it's quite striking. And being someone who's always kind of been different and a rebel myself, I automatically connected with that. So I have been, unsuccessfully to a certain degree, writing plays about Joan and Edie Parker Kerouac for the last 3 years. A couple of projects which just kind of never took off, and this one has really brought everything home for me to one place.
My name is Raena Waddell.
I'm Mari.
I am Louise Large.
Hey, I'm Sarah Horsman.
I'm Georgia Irwin.
My name is Delia Barnett.
I'm Elisa Benzer.
I am the choreographer, so I'm coming up with movement ideas to present to the performers, which is a brand new thing for me in terms of working with actors. I'm used to working with dancers, so I'm excited to see how my movement is going to translate on 6 different people.
The choreography of Real Gone Girl really kind of grounds everyone involved. And Raena Waddell has done an amazing job at creating movements inspired by the era and inspired by these specific women's lives that I think are absolutely stunning. And it's been really fantastic to see it coming together.
I've never done a show where I don't know the script.
Knees.
I've never done a show that is mostly based on movement.
Bicep.
It terrifies me, which I think is a really good thing to do.
The concept behind it just seemed so different and so edgy and so unlike anything I'd ever seen before in the Edmonton theater scene, so I really wanted to get in on it.
I think that it's really awesome to work with a group of women, you know? It's rare these days that there are so many women working on one project all together, and especially women that are all very different and come from very different kind of theatrical backgrounds, I think is really interesting.
I like being able to relate with an audience, and the idea of being put on the spot, the adventure of it, to be able to experience it with the audience at the same time seems really interesting to me.
It's been really, really fantastic and interesting and a huge learning experience for me to collaborate with someone who comes from a totally different angle and has the same view herself. She's like, how do you make words? And I'm like, how do you make movement? And those two things come together, which is very cool. If I had to describe Real Gone Girl in 3 words, I would probably say that it's brave, that it is moving, and that it is crucial.
Brave, badass, beautiful.
I want to say strength. I think what all of these actresses and what Andrea's doing with this script is very brave, and just bearing ourselves to a large group of people the way we're going to is going to be a very strengthening experience, and we also are going to be able to give strength to these stories by doing what we're doing too.
Edgy.
Enlightening.
Deeply surprising.
Engaging.
Emotional.
Heart-wrenching.
Spontaneous.
Passionate.
Powerful.
Extremely liberating.
Disturbing.
Vital.
3 words. Terrifying, groundbreaking. And we'll see. We'll see. That's the word. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
A little scary. There's so much more trust with the choreographer and the director. I mean, you do originally have a lot of trust in them, but this is like, okay, I'll do that for you, and we'll see how it goes. So it's just a really vulnerable way of working that I've never had a chance to experience. So I'm really excited.
I think it's really exciting to be able to give these incredible women, of what I've learned so far, a voice.